Shazam.
Hello, hello. All right. Let's see, we got a couple showing up in the chat already. We just started. Hello, Panda. Hello, Scott.
Yeah, I'm trying to spread the word now to our mega group. Where is that?
Yeah, so I'm just gonna try to keep working on this Snake Mountain. Modify it as I build it.
I turned a lot of my studio off, just chilling.
What are you working on tonight? Did you finish the chess set?
No, I'm probably gonna wait another day or two, and I'll do the last 4 pieces of it. Maybe Wednesday, since that's the beginning of my Christmas vacation, I'll wake up and do a morning stream. I seem to be doing really good by doing early and midday streams, which isn't something I can normally do, but I figure I would take advantage of it.
All right. I'm gonna get this name right. I keep trying to type in Mama Lego. She said hi in chat. There we go.
Dan said he's coming over.
This is not coming in. All right, cool. When he shows up, we'll let him in. But yeah, I've realized I'm on like the 7th hour building this. I'm only on the 2nd tower. Everyone's like, "No, it's gonna be all weekend. I'm done." I'm like, "Oh, I won't be done with this till June."
I've stopped looking at my build times on my videos. Hey, Scott. Shazam. Just because it's almost disturbing sometimes how much time I put into some of these, and it's just the builds. Actually, the other day, I don't know if you saw when I was building that bird out of those promo kits I got from the
I did. So that there was no instructions. You were just building.
Yeah, well, it was 2 different kits of raw parts,
right?
Sampler packs, but when I had first did a live review of them, someone had mentioned you should just try and build something out of them. So I've had 2 or 3 weeks to think about it, and I was looking at those parts. It's like, it was missing a lot of stuff I would have loved to have worked with, like some tires or wheel hubs,
right?
Some right angle joints, maybe some snot bricks, anything like that. Bricks at all. There really wasn't a lot of bricks, but it's like I still managed to figure out something I could build. And this big bird that had 14-inch, maybe 16-inch wingspan.
Yeah, I saw the pictures.
Yeah, just a big ugly thing. It wasn't meant to be so big and ugly. I meant I thought it
looked just like a parrot.
Yeah, well, I've done this before with a small 150-piece Lego set where I ditched the instructions, and for the purpose of just building a mock, I spent an hour, and every day I tried to build something new out of those same parts, limited to that set. And one particular day, it was like in an hour, I built a pretty decent looking bird. Figured out ways of, some illegal techniques, some legal, and just any way I can get a part to stick together. And then as I start cobbling it together, it's like, I want to get as many pieces on here as possible, right? If there's a stud, I want to stud something on there. And, I used to have a lot of fun doing that. I even ran a few mock contests for a couple groups I was in. I really haven't really enjoyed just raw building. I mean, you're kind of half in, half out, because you've got your instructions, you know where you want to end up, but you're trying to get there in your own way. And that's awesome, because no one really does this. We all open a box, 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours later, we get to the end. Hey, yay, we like our builds. We almost like everything we ever build, pretty much, right? But mocking and just getting creative and coming up with solutions to problems, it's like, I forgot how much I enjoyed that.
Yeah, modifying this one as I go, it's been really like a really slow process, but also really fun to do at the same time.
Shazam! Hey, Dan.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good.
Doing good.
Who's playing the rock and roll over here? I can hardly hear you guys.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to meet them.
He's playing one of the built-in tracks to StreamYards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I put it in there in case I'm by myself, and then I end up.
You got some background. That's good.
You know what's funny? One of those 8 tracks that they give us for free, one of them triggers either YouTube or Facebook. I'm not sure which.
Oh,
Which
really? Like
Yeah,
It triggers them like copyright.
some bullshit claim or a claim
no
troll.
streamer are going to give it free music, and then YouTube gives you the strike.
Yeah, and I've gone back and forth on this a few times, using them and not using them, and even using YouTube's free tracks or Apple's free tracks or whatever. Because like, even if it's free and clear today, there's nothing stopping the creators from changing that license later, or someone finding enough similarities in a legit free clear track with something that isn't free and clear and drawing enough comparisons to still ping you. And it's like, oh man.
What's terrible in the music industry right now is that there's so many similar sounding parts of songs
Oh yeah.
that you it's probably it's ingrained in your brain for the last 30 years or 40 years of
There's
music.
some great YouTube
people are
videos
like-
on taking 1 or 2 chords and watching, hey, you can do 100 songs if you learn these 2 chords back to back.
So then people
Well,
are
yeah,
like, oh, that
you
song
can-
sounds similar, and then they go in for after copyright, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like, take it easy, people. That 2 seconds of your song isn't a ripoff, you know.
You can't make anything original.
It's
hard.
very hard now, yeah. How far are you into the build, Nate?
This far on the second tower.
Oh, it's got another face on that one. Cool.
Yeah, this is what we call the what's his name from Star Wars?
Java, right?
Java. Yeah, this is.
Oh yeah, it kind of does look
Kind
like
of looks
a,
like.
It does
That's-
look like it.
a big
I
purple
think that's the
hut.
second one, the second version on that.
Yeah, this is the second
Alright.
tower. I'm only on bag like 14 or 15.
Holy cow. Rick, I don't know how you're gonna build these big sets one day.
Oh, I've got places to put them. It's just I can't build 300 or 400 sets anymore.
No.
I have to build, 100 max, maybe 150, and then break some down. And there's only a few sets I have that just won't legit fit. The Star Destroyer,
Too big,
UCS
right?
Star. It's not too long, but I don't think I could build a frame to put it on an angle that'll allow it to fit in my display cabinet.
Probably have to hang it off your ceiling or something, right?
Which I really don't want to have hanging. I mean, I definitely have this drop ceiling now, but I'd hate to stand up one day and clobber my head. Excuse me, but that would be funny. It's about time you guys came home.
Yeah.
All the ladies
We were
went
on
out for
we were
dinner.
on a throuple date.
Didn't bring me home ice cream. Nope.
It's because we went to Dairy Queen.
Oh, that's true. They went to Dairy Queen, and I refused to eat that.
Oh.
He's so now. He's too spoiled. Yeah.
You can't.
Off to bed with you. But I don't care if you're 18. You need your sleep. You got school next year.
I mean, I guess it's the correct time. I love when he wriggles. I just there you go.
I was actually missing one piece today.
Really?
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
fine.
sent you all the pieces.
Yeah, one of the ATSTs. I had to swap in a dark gray Lego tile,
Well,
but we'll see if I have it in the next bag.
So that one actually has the 2 legs, not the one-legged one?
Yeah, this is a two-legged. Well, it's a two-legged walker, and then the base that kind of made it a little heavier by filling it in a little
the
bit.
acne still shows through.
Cool.
God damn
And the AT-AT's kind of interesting. So what they've done is you get a
Right.
kind of a realistic AT-AT head, and then you build it on one leg of the AT-AT.
That's what it is, right? Yeah. I thought I saw that
But-
in the pictures. Yeah.
I just thought, and the leg is so cool. I'm thinking Lego really needs to give us a MIDI scale
Yeah.
AT-AT build, because they've given us little polybag builds. They've given us a play set scale build, where you get 3, 4, 5 figures, and then the UCS build. But they need to give us something that's, say, just 8 inches tall, 8 inches long, maybe. Because I think it's a scale they could do something really nice with. And I'm looking at the way this leg was done. It's like you could do some really nice work in that scale, because that's pretty much what this lower part of a leg is.
That'll be stationary items, right? Stationary.
It could have some. You could put some jointed knees in there. I think you could. Not that an AT-AT you'd want to position it too much because it will fall down.
Oh, it's top heavy, isn't it, for those guys?
Top heavy, and whatever joints you're going to use to hook up the legs is never going to be enough.
Be like your Gundam model that just wants to fall over on you.
Oh yeah, that thing was so stupid. Not just top heavy, the legs. I mean, each leg was like almost a kilo. Like it was just ridiculously heavy. Hello, Mr. Blue.
Oh yeah, you got people in the
Yeah, I
comments.
was just saying how to. Other Nate. We call him Other Nate on this channel.
The other
There
day.
it is. Yeah.
The Other Nate.
I think this is the longest he's kept his name in a while now.
He does change it.
He used to change it a lot. It's like, oh, you got a new name this week.
What's the inside of this part of the tower, Nate? It's got green, the playable section, or is it going to have like?
Yeah, no, this is going to be where the table, how do I explain this? The table with the bones around it.
Oh, okay.
You know, the table's going to fit in here. It's going to bind
look at
itself. So
that.
yeah, this is a playable. So I got to be careful about. I was trying to change a lot of these pieces out, but they're
need 'em.
visible from the inside. So yeah,
Can't
I
skip
changed
on
like
this
this dark plate here. I don't like it.
That's gonna be interesting to see how this one gets modified. And
Yeah,
those
I'll
green
just-
plates are
I'm
the
just looking at here. I've got layers of plates. And I'm trying to decide how I can change it out, but I don't have the purple parts available to put on the outside. You know, to fit on the outside to hide
that's
the inside.
exposed.
parts.
That's one's gonna be shown on the outside.
Yeah, all these edges here.
Okay. So
You're
yeah,
gonna
you
be able to
can't
see
see
all
them.
them.
Not too much.
So I may have to build it and then kind of maybe break it down a little bit and redo it.
See what it actually looks like in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Final results. Well, that's the fun part, is modifying it as you go. There was a one of the Halo trucks. I think it was like a little cargo one. It's from a drone set. I think it was what it was called. And
Right.
you can modify it to put on one of the shipping containers from the Call of Duty set.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Yeah, I've got that Halo truck. Yeah,
Yeah, that little green army truck had like
yeah,
it
the
almost
two
had
little
like a-
flying.
yeah, with the
little
two little
flying-
drone guys. Yeah, that was a fun little build. Like out of that build, no extra parts. You can modify it so you can actually make it one of those like cargo transports, and it looks
Right.
like bang on. It could be like any platoon, driving up and dropping off a biohazard container or something like that. It's just fun. It's fun modifying it within its original contents without adding extra stuff in. And then that's where you get kind of creative and how you can change them up, right? It's kind of good.
Exactly.
Rick, you said you weren't going to get too many new showcase stuff for the week. You may or may not get some. Did you get any ones from that you were waiting for from Walmart and such? The pre-orders?
No,
Still not, eh?
no.
Wow.
And
That's
I'm not. I
crazy.
don't even have an update on. Not even a cancellation notice.
Interesting. So they must be shipping
Yeah.
out after Christmas, because it's funny. There's the big joke in Mega that most of the good sets all come out after Christmas. Like you can't have them for Christmas. You got to wait till next year. It's so dumb.
Well, I'm hoping this week to hit up Mastermind Toys, Toys R Us, and see what early Star Wars sets I can pick up, because I'm usually pretty good every year picking
They
up
do
some
releases?
January 1st.
Yeah.
Oh, there's always Mastermind's really good about. It's the only time I really ever buy from Mastermind is late December, picking up the January 1st sets, because they don't give a crap. They just as soon as they get it, they put it on the shelf.
Street sale right away. They don't wait for the street
Yep.
date. Eh? That's awesome. But you know what? I probably think Mastermind probably
Really
runs
shipping
itself
date.
like the old Toys R Us used to do it, where they have their own warehouse or they ship between stores, and they probably get their stock right away and just say, screw it, sell it. Like, don't sit on it. Right?
I can't speak to Mastermind. I don't have anyone in that organization
Yeah, no.
I can lean on for info.
Yeah. I think I used to for like kids' toys and stuff, we used to ask. They can ship between stores. I think it's Mastermind.
A lot of people who do the CMF sets, in Canada, their connections are with Mastermind toy stores and management, so they
Yeah.
can get their cases pretty easily. I don't think that's changed. At least I haven't heard that changing, but that's been pretty standard practice the last 7, 8 years, where anyone who wants to sell sets and they buy cases to break them down, they'll make a deal and get, sealed cases not touched. Because there's
Oh,
nothing
wow.
worse than, I'll take 3 cases and every one of them's been opened. It's like,
Oh.
that's not what you want. You want them,
Yeah.
at least before, when you knew what you were getting in a case with Lego, you wanted them untouched, because largely you would get 3 complete sets and you'd be happy. But
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
there's been some changes with Lego, and like I think the recent CMF where they put them in boxes and not blind bags, that's changed things a little, and people are getting some very unpredictable results opening sealed cases. So it's probably going to get a little more expensive going into New Year, trying to find people who will sell you a set so you don't have to hunt them down yourself.
Mhm.
I mean, the fun is
thought
trading them,
Lego-
but when you don't give a crap about that and you just want your complete set and be done with it, 'cause you're just going to put it in a bag and not look at it again. You don't want to mess around, and you don't want the guys doing it for you and mess around.
Yeah, it's always better to get fresh and open it virgin box that nobody's looked inside and messed with. Oh, by the way, I went to the Ancaster show today. Took my kids
Oh
in,
yeah, how'd that go?
and just it's a Hot Wheels, like Hot Wheels and couple vintage things, and it was a really nice arena, like a nice venue. It's like
Yeah,
kind of like a market kind of style venue.
I go
And
once a year at least, and I wish I probably should have just went, but I feel like just hanging around.
yeah,
doing
no,
my own
no,
thing.
like you gotta. I don't know what the best times are to hit these places up. Like this is when it was just before Christmas. I went to see what it was up and kind of just see for the kids. And it was just, yeah, it's really catered to the kind of vintagey, Hot Wheels. A lot of the vendors were probably 80% of them hold a note on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, so that really seems to be the only, I don't know, toy show stuff that I can find. Lego obviously was there. What are those little Funko Pops were there?
Yeah,
And
I'm
a
so
couple
glad I'm not into
toys.
those.
Yeah,
Actually, I know a lot of people who are cashing out now.
they're cashing out. They see
Yeah,
it going by the way of the
Well,
beanie.
it's just time.
Who can collect them all? Like if you were
Well, you
complete,
can't,
you're
right?
screwed, right?
That's
And
just it.
then
Yeah.
you don't have room for what is that? Like a half a foot, size box for what are you gonna do? Fill up your whole, space with it. Um, I don't know. It just kind of, I don't know the fascination with that stuff.
Most people in it don't take them out of the box. Most people.
So they just leave them in, yeah.
What of new sealed in box?
Then yeah, the Hot Wheels guys were all
Yeah.
there with those prices were a little whack. And I was like, holy cow, these just got released and you're already like doubling your price on these things. I'm like, it's like, who are you
That's
selling
just
to?
people trying to get ahead of the hype.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one-
that's yeah.
The one that I was really looking, because I just saw that it was part of one of the new waves coming out, was the old Knight Rider car with the kit. I guess is our Nemesis. That one looked nice.
Alright.
Like they're like the little premium sets, the car culture stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They look nice. Yeah, just kind of like cool little things that nostalgia factor. But for those prices, I'm like, I'll wait to see if I can find them in the store. Kind of like those double packs that I showed you last time on the stream.
Right.
They, it's kind of nice. Like, some of those premium rubber wheeled versions, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I keep seeing that bone shaker that you showed on the last stream too. Was it number 58, I think, or
Which one? The black one or the gold one?
The Goldie one, yeah. That one's like everywhere now.
Yeah, that one's easy now.
Mhm.
Now I'm trying to find the black one with white walls.
The black with white. Oh yeah, that one you put up in the list, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
new. It'll come, right?
It should be popping up anytime now. You know what the problem with it is? I think it's a treasure hunt.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So it's like what, one per case kind of thing? Or what?
Yeah, which means
Oh,
the scalpers
dang it.
are going to be, it's going to be much harder to find that one.
Wouldn't like the employees be your first death match with them, trying to see if
Mm.
you could find some of these? If these guys are looking at through these sets,
Yeah. Actually, last time I was in a Walmart talking with 3 collectors, they had been alerted that hey, the new cases were out, and I grabbed cars that day. Um, they were going, oh yeah, such and such. These cases were open. I go, well, actually, as per our procedure, we are supposed to open up. For every time we get a new case or a new product, we are supposed to open up one case so we can scan off the UPC, not off any exterior
that's right.
codes on the box.
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone thinks, oh, the employees have rifled through it already. Absolutely. There's a lot of that going on for sure. As soon as as soon as some wake up to, oh, there's value in these cars other than $1.50 or $2, right? To perceived value anyway. But we have to open up when we're receiving it. When we get new cases I don't get them often in my building. This is not what we handle in my building, but they do come. And then we have to divert it to the other warehouse. And it's like, we do have to open up at least one case. So if we get, 2023's case, E or whatever, then we will crack and open the case to confirm one UPC in there before we transfer it over. So
I know they've bought stuff from Walmart where the UPC wasn't even in the system because it's a multi-SKU, right? When it's got like 10 of them underneath that main one. And it's such a pain in the ass because they're like, oh, I don't know, we can't sell this to you because it doesn't have a UPC. I'm like,
yeah, we have stuff we call parent-child, where a manufacturer will give us shirts are common where maybe we'll have everything with the same UPC, or then we'll have variants that we shouldn't have a variant UPC, but they do. We need an easy way to sell it. Like you'll notice, you can't just buy one Hot Wheels car from Walmart online. We just don't do it. It's random.
Oh, is it really random? When you
well, if you were to try and buy one card, one peg car,
really, eh?
You can't you can't pick out one out of the 250 in the current wave. You can't do it.
Because the Pixar Disney cars, right? The Cars brand, that one has to have each individual name like shortened and figured out so that they can sell each individual car under the parent SKU.
But for mainline,
terrible.
You'll find that it's just like it's random. Which
so the cars that on the store shelf peg, how the hell are they scanning each and every one of those into the system?
No, take a look at the UPCs on the back of them.
Oh, are they all same?
You'll usually find, like, if it's the one case, it's probably all the same UPC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just the fronts.
We don't do any parent-child sorting on a case of cars.
Wow.
So we scan one, it gets flagged as a Hot Wheels. We know it's not our building. And
what bag is this, Nate? 15?
Starting bag 15.
So wait a minute, are those all the leftovers from 14?
14, probably 11, 12, 13, 14.
Hey, wait a minute, I just noticed something. Where'd you get all that leafy greens from?
I changed out some parts hidden inside here. Some parts that were inside the face.
So those are all hidden different colors kind of thing?
Yeah, basically a lot of bricks that were hidden down inside here.
And what leaf greens, what tree parts are these? Are these Lego?
Oh yeah, these are Legos. These are trees I was making.
This is what we were
palm trees. I was just making out some Lego bricks.
Those are nice.
They look decent. Yeah.
Yeah, I got these palm tree leaves off the pick a brick wall at my Lego store.
Nice.
So
you know what I realized I have to get? I have to get a dog, a little Lego dog, to go with my Back to the Future DeLorean, to go with the figures. Because Marty or Doc had the dog, right?
Is that when he went back to get the truck? Oh, I wonder if that's in the.
Because I saw the Playmobil set.
Yeah,
it was the Playmobil set has a dog, and I'm sitting there. Hey, I want a dog for my figures, so I've got to. I know it's not something, I don't have a lot of the Lego animals, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do to get a dog.
So you need a Lego dog or the Playmobil?
No, I want a Lego dog. So I'll probably go into the Lego store this week, see what they have in the Build-A-Figure bin. Because they have lots of animals.
They should have the brown ones that look like shepherds.
Yeah. It's just I don't have extra animals. If it didn't come with a CMF, then I don't have it.
That's what I saw when I was there. And I was at my store Friday. They had the brown ones that look like shepherds. They have like the black band on the head around the eyes.
And I'm willing to change it or paint it or take color off it. I don't care. just so I can
Hey,
put on display.
Al showed up.
My wife is getting set up. She's going to continue her Christmas Village, Winter Village sets.
Oh yeah, which one she got?
She's building whatever this year's model is.
What?
What's the set you're building now?
The Christmas
The
one.
Lego Main Street.
I know it's the Christmas one. You don't get points for that. Which one is it?
Holiday on Main Street.
What?
Holiday on Main Street.
Oh, Holiday on Main Street. That's the one that got renamed depending on what country you're in.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
box
I'm-
had a different name, I think, in Europe or whatever.
I really want that one. I'm really hoping I get it on Christmas Day.
Well, I tell you, there. You know the Winter Village sets. When I clued into them about 8 years ago,
Right.
nice builds, right? And we don't have those little Christmas nativity scenes that people like to set up on cotton or white cloth. There you. Oh, look at that one. Is that the Playmobil one?
Nope, this is Mega Blocks.
Oh, that's a mega one. Okay,
The Mega one.
What
So
you
there's
got?
two of them actually. There's
Hold on.
he's got some mega dogs.
where can I get it?
Oh yeah. Okay.
So this one's kind of like a wolfy colored type, and then that's the German Shepherd. Out of
The
the
Shepherds from the Call of Duty set.
yeah, so these two are both from the Call of Duty. This is the World War II heroes. Like it's got like 16 figures, including the dogs. So it's like
All
the enemy and then the World War II like English guys. So each one gets a dog. So the German Shepherd and the whatever hound this would be, and they're pretty good. They're right in the scale, like right in the size, and they got their pegs for their carrying the accessories, like if they got
Yeah,
stuff.
facts.
So that would be. I guess I could show you with the figure. Hold on. See the scale with the figure.
Wow.
So it's not.
That's huge.
No.
They're big.
So
Let's
they're
get
not
it in
big, yeah.
perspective. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's probably a good hound sized. Yeah, it wouldn't be too big. Let's hold on. Let's get side by side. Let's get some depth perception going on here. Put it side by side. So it's not too bad.
There we go. German Shepherd with the German. So okay, so were either of those dogs used in the Game of Thrones sets?
No, that's the wolf set. Hold on, I think I have one of those guys too. That's an actual
You
wolf
have that?
size dog. Yeah, let me see if I've got it handy. Which set would that be in? It's in the castle set. The big
I
castle.
don't know. I've not found a dire wolf in my game.
Yeah, it'll be in the castle set. Do I have that handy?
I don't have a castle set, so I can't help you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna see. I have to show you. Hold on, let me see. It's the Winterfell set. Winterfell.
Yeah, the Winterfell.
Castle. I think that's the one that that has it. Mega Construx Winterfell Castle.
Oh, it's like a white wolf or something, right?
Yeah, let me see if I can
Okay.
get a little picture of it. Yeah, it
I
is.
can-
It's the
I
white
can
wolf.
see it.
So it would be the white version of this dog, actually. So yeah, it should be that one. You have it over there somewhere?
Just the box. I
Yeah,
don't know.
so it looks like it's the white version of this dog. So it'd be this one, but with a little bit slightly different face, maybe, because it looks like
that
it's
dog with it's just white.
yeah, but it's a little different than that German Shepherd, right? Just a tad different. Maybe not actually. Nope, it's just coloring. That's
And the mold looks the same.
it's the mold is the same, yeah.
It's just there's just
It's just the color.
the color.
Yeah. So it's kind of like what they did with the horses, all the horses and the newer stuff. Wow, they actually have a good price online if this is a legit website. What's this? Tradein.com. Kid in. 113 bucks. That's pretty decent. Save 25% off. Rick, if you're looking for that set,
Which one?
the Winterfell Castle.
I got all the sets. So
Oh,
I'm
you did
not-
get it all? Okay.
Yeah. Well, the castle was the stinker. I don't.
This one not only out of Britain, only out of Amazon.
Well, that's the thing. I had to import it.
Yep.
Because the pre-orders in North America for me were canceled twice.
Yep. Everything.
And it's like
But
I'd
that-
already gotten at that point. That was the funny thing. It was the first one I ordered.
Yeah.
I started getting the other ones. They canceled my pre-orders, and it's like I got all these smaller sets. And to tell you the truth, I wanted the castle. I only bought the other ones to go with the castle.
It's
So I
a
ended up importing. Now, granted, it was
Yeah,
not a
there
bad
he is.
deal
Yeah,
from
that's
the
cool.
UK.
Yeah.
That's nice.
it's a different
No,
mold.
that's what that dog's name.
Yeah. So it's got the fluffy front chest and then the wolf face. So it is different. So I've never opened the. Oh, here I'll show again.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Put your back on. There you go. Yes.
So yeah, that's only in that one set. Nowhere else.
I mean,
Look
do
at
you
that.
understand my frustration of
Yeah.
not finding that?
Yeah, you won't unless
retail in
somebody's
the States?
if you go on Amazon.com, I think it was still available through Amazon UK.
It was, but
it populates through, right?
I know,
But
but
for one figure,
never,
it's
like,
like
it never
ridiculous.
showed up in a retail store. It never went
No,
for
it
a
didn't.
discount or
No, because the problem is they sold all this before, after the show did their beautiful ending that everybody loves so much, and all the sales tanked. But I think it's got to be something to do with licensing or retail rights to sell it because
it's just distribution.
Oh well, there was So in
Something happened.
in season 3, there was an Italian brick company
yeah,
that had the license, did nothing with it, showed off one set at the Italian Toy Fair,
yeah.
never did anything with it, and after 2 or 3 years, their license was
So-
revoked.
So that must be how HBO gave it to Mega then.
I'm guessing that's how it fell in their lap, and it's like, oh look, a license after the show's gone. Well, we'll do something with it.
Because no, the copyright on the boxes were within the time frame of the show still being on, so they were making it in the last seasons.
Well, they were mass.
Yeah, they were.
They were printing. They were printing the packaging. They weren't on anybody's shelves during the show.
No. They were still
So
developing it, making it, printing.
I no longer put any faith in the meanings of the dates printed on a box anymore. That's only for record keeping for me now.
Yeah.
Watch,
It
especially
didn't
with
actually get
Mega,
released for
because with
2 years.
Mega you get almost a 2-year
Yeah.
sway on the
Yeah.
dates,
Yeah.
and then Lego now.
And the
for
thing
some,
is too,
for some sets, well, that's almost meaningless. Like the gifts with purchases, the yellow box ones. Well, since they reused the yellow box all has the same date.
oh, so it's all the original when they printed
For the
that.
last 2 or
Yeah.
3 years now, all those yellow
Yeah.
boxes all have the one date.
They're-
It's like,
They're just reusing their inventory, right? So that's what it was. But no, like honestly, these guys, they take their sweet time developing the idea, the concept, right? Then they have to get the testers, like the prototypes, because I know that on the Mega sites, like on some of the people who work for Mega, show off the prototypes with the different colored parts,
yeah.
and then that has to go to whatever production quality assurance that goes through, and then they put out the stuff if retailers order it. Because if they don't order it, it gets canceled. Like the German tank got canceled years ago because it was in the catalog to order. And somebody said like if retailers like Walmart and Amazon don't buy, or like Toys R Us used to be a Mega house, like Toys R Us was the number one buyer of all those sets.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing.
States,
Walmart was never
right?
going to be the big one to say
No.
that set because they're okay. That's what I hate.
'Cause
Lego
they want
won't call it.
exclusivity,
Lego
too.
won't call it an exclusivity deal. But what Lego had done was they tied Walmart US and Walmart Canada into a shelf spacing deal.
Yeah.
They could not allocate more than like 7 or 8% or
A
9%
non-brand.
total brick space to anything other than Lego if you want to carry the Lego product.
Yeah, that
Well,
killed a lot of stuff. there,
Walmart
right?
wasn't going to
Yeah.
shit on that. They
No,
want to make
'cause-
sure they can get
that
Lego
whole
in a
wall-
timely manner.
Yeah, that whole wall at the back of the store is Lego, like 100% Lego.
Yeah.
Nothing's interfering with that.
Yeah,
and
it
it's-
sells all
it's-
year round, every day
Yep.
for them.
Every
You
day,
know.
all day. Yeah. And what's that? What are they making off of that? Markup wise, are they making 30-40% on those sets?
Well, they
less?
so they have three tier profit margin on it. They know that they're going to sell X percentage at the full retail price, and they're going to make whatever that markup is. Then they have a second one where it's the average markdown 15%, let's say, and they know what that markup is, and then the clearance for whatever's left. They don't lose ever. Even
No,
on the
no,
lowest one, they're
no,
not
no.
losing.
Even not even on clearance, they don't lose.
But yeah, I mean, there's a formula for what they expect to make as a whole across the board, but they've definitely got a complicated setup, but it works for them. I mean, they've been
All
doing
they-
it for about 4 years this
All
way,
they
so
need to see is
love
a
it.
net profit, and they're good to go, right?
Yeah.
All the time, every day, as long as it's going up, probably
Yeah,
every year. Right?
and they don't treat it as a loss leader. There's stuff they'll sell as a loss leader,
Yeah, but that's to get people in
knowing
the
they
store.
won't make a profit or knowing they break even. So it's like you could argue it's not worth the square footage, but they'll still bring it in because people expect it at Walmart, and
Yeah,
we want the hits on the website because when people are using something like Google to shop or like you do it, you can when you compare. If you don't see it on Walmart, for a lot of people, they just, okay, we'll go to where we do see it and we won't investigate any further. Well, we don't want that. We want it to at least be visible on Walmart. Because for some people, even if it's a little bit more, you might want that Walmart service or being able to pick it up at your local store or being able to return it to your local store.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's a value add that Amazon just can't beat. I mean, Amazon. Yeah, but it's not the same as having Walmart in your backyard.
Well, it's crazy because at
in
Walmart,
every city in North America.
But Rick, you can tell what's returned at Walmart when it goes to the clearance shelf. It's literally 50% off, and it's like the store doesn't carry that item. And it's like, oh, this is nice. So
By the way, not always. Not always, because sometimes it's the crap they'll find in the back behind a skid that fell off.
Oh, yeah, but that's like the clearance.
Or remember I told you before, looking on that bottom shelf and lifting up that bottom shelf.
The stuff that rolls underneath when
rolls underneath. Because someone sees it when it came in brand new.
Yeah.
They put it underneath, and then they'll come back 2 months later when
they're moving the entire aisle, when they're moving the store around.
Yeah.
No, but honestly,
when it's that long, that's a bit.
You know that Pelican you got behind you there?
Yeah.
The Halo one. That's it was $150 at some point regular price, and then they screwed around with the retail prices again. Somebody brought that back to a store, which is not an in-store item, and it was literally instantly one day after they brought it in, $75. I'm like, thank you. I'll take that for half off.
No, that's
because it's not supposed to be in the store, but the store's not going to pay to have that thing shipped out to.
Well, and for the longest time, we didn't even have it on the site, right?
No, that's right. Yeah.
That's the other thing. If it's not even on the site, then they got to make a decision. What are we going to do to get rid of it?
Just
clearance it. Or we're going to send it back upstream. Well, let's try and make something.
What was funny was when all the He-Man stuff got clearanced out, it went to that Treasure Hunt store, that brand. Who else did it go to? Even some of the local liquidators, whoever's in your area. And that got cleared out real fast. So I think Mega's just been hit in the last couple of years so bad with their bad marketing, bad timing, bad everything. I don't think Walmart wants to pick it up very much anymore, even though they have the little bits in there, the Pokemon and the new Halo stuff, if that even comes in, because they're just still working on the old stuff. I'm surprised they still have Call of Duty stuff on the shelf for some reason, still active.
It's just horrible.
But it's so old.
A weapon pack here, a figure pack there.
Yeah, it's just like you guys aren't going to order in the new stuff. Like they have new stuff. I got one of the sets where it's like a Winter Soldier and a hazmat guy with the new green camouflage. And I was just like, this is random. But I think they're still clearing out old
stock. People don't want the figure packs when there's no sets.
Exactly. They're too expensive. They're like $12-$15 for a figure. I'm like, this is $8.99 at best.
Like even people like to customize, they're not going to spend that money to get these figures.
Well, the new Halo figure pack is $30, $32, 31 something. But even I just noticed, I sent this to my friend that's into Halo stuff. They've raised all the Mega Blocks like 20% in the last couple weeks. So prices that were like 40 now are 55 or 60, and now or like 50 up to 60. And
everything's gone.
Oh, shipping. So bad.
And even though we're not seeing like in Canada, the fuel prices down the last 2 weeks.
It's going to take a while for it.
That's 2 weeks for a lot of companies, especially the transport companies. A lot of their pricing for fuel gets locked in 6 months.
Yeah, exactly. And so you won't see that transition.
So if they up their costs and have passed that on, they're not going to send it back down. I was talking to my wife about this. I go, the only real thing that you see that comes back down is fuel. Everything that's gone up, you don't see it come back down. You won't see our food prices come back down. once they get to a point where they settle for a month
Mm-hmm.
and everyone's charging those prices, and
It's the norm.
people
It's the
say,
new norm.
"Oh, we can't
Yeah.
afford to buy the food." Yeah, that's 5% of the people. It still sells out. The meat does not go bad. You know what I mean?
Well, somebody was just
And the
saying this
supermarkets know we can sell it
Yeah.
at this price. The market's eating it at that price. So
I was either a news or a editorial or something. They said all the retailers have figured out is like, oh, these people can eat these prices. They're taking them. There's like, okay, well, we're not going to move them down. Because what was it? Food. What's the no name brand? The actual new no name brand. No Frills or whatever.
well, Loblaws has no
Loblaws
name.
and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they people were saying, oh, look, they raised their prices just in time to do a price freeze. It's like, yeah, that's because they raised the prices and you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. It's the new norm.
Well, I felt though that when the three majors said, "Oh, we have the prices locked in until January," it's like, yeah, that's called business as usual. Thank you, guys.
That's exactly what it is.
Nicely played, though.
Nate,
Great
how's
way
it
to
down
shut
there?
up the critics, but
Yeah, I know.
that was business as usual for you
But
guys.
I want to know how the U.S. is handling their prices down there. Nate, has anything gone up in substantial quantities for you guys to notice, or is it all kind of still?
Oh yeah, I mean, what used to cost me, $100 in groceries is now $160.
Yeah.
It's going up here, but then I mean, wages, we're forcing wages up also. So yeah.
Oh yeah, because you guys probably got the minimum wage raised too, right? On
Yeah.
some level. Yeah, because we got ours really jumped up from when I started. What was it? 2000s. It was probably around what, like maybe $8-9 an hour here. Rick, what was it back in the 2000s?
Oh God, I
Minimum
can't.
wage.
I made more than that. I made more than that in the late '90s in high school. Like as a hall monitor in high school. So like I was making more than what you just said.
Because in
as a hall
2000,
monitor in high school.
in 2005, I was working at a bank and I was making about $10 an hour, $10.50 an hour.
Oh well,
In 2005.
but to be fair,
That was a financial
working in a
industry.
bank is not a way to make money unless you're in the top
No.
3 spots.
No, that was an after school job. But
Okay.
but working, if you worked your way into like upper level stuff, financial manager, like they were making probably like $30 an hour, right? Like a manager. So those are salaries at like starting at 60,000-70,000 a year for that kind of
Right.
stuff. Whereas like a financial, clerk was making about maybe 36,000 a year, which equated to about $18-19 an hour, something like that. So those are decent jobs. Making $20 an hour was like really good back then. So look at all the prices. Houses were about a quarter of the price, if not like a 20th, like a fifth. I mean, I think we were still selling in Kitchener area. A house was still under 300,000 in the early 2000s. Right. Under, like, this is like 2-car garage, 1,700 square feet, all the bells and whistles, good areas, all that stuff. And now you're looking at probably 900 to $1 million for same area, same spot. And in Toronto, that's just double. That's like $2 million for one of those little houses.
Oh
like
yeah,
that, wherever you're out there, right?
Even
condos are
1.4, 1.5 to start.
Yeah, and you're not getting away from that, right?
No,
and it's crazy because some of the parts of GTA are like cottage country houses where they're like tiny little things with a huge lot, because you could probably smoke that in two and off you go and sell that and make your money even more.
Well, if you go to Scarborough, see Scarborough's a lot of their homes were built in the 60s, so they're big pieces of land with carports, not garages, right?
Yeah. And those are still going.
So they look appealing, but they also have restrictions on how you can rebuild those in Scarborough, a lot of them. So a lot of people are getting caught in that, I want to upgrade, I want to build.
But then they can't.
They're really got their hands tied on what they're allowed to do. And that's one of the things you're going to see Mayor of Toronto. He's got to deal with this with the city of Toronto, is where we had the rules like, well, you can't build up or you can't build wide. Well, he wants to put a house in the backyard. He wants to put a laneway access to homes. He wants to add all these things so we can add another 500,000 homes in the next 10 years. Good luck. Because it sounds like a great idea, but then what do people say? Not in my backyard.
Yeah.
And I was listening to this on the news, like, oh yeah, we're going to allow duplexing where there wasn't. And what did the people say in those neighborhoods? Not in my backyard.
Yeah. It all depends.
Because they don't want more people.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of old
homes.
school.
If you got 20 homes on a city block, they don't want another 10.
Yeah. There was one in the news not too long ago where a guy rebuilt his single bungalow style house into a 2-story monster of a home because it doesn't match the neighborhood, but he was within the rules of rebuilding, like meter high, with closest to the property line, all that stuff. He was literally just under everything, and they're like, yeah, sorry, that's the rules. He built within the rules. And
Yeah.
all the old ladies are just all like, it looks so bad for the neighborhood. Yet if you look down the neighborhood, you're like, wait a minute, this neighborhood is transitioning into
Yeah.
a modern neighborhood. So these old farts that are still kicking around going, it doesn't look good. Times are changing, ladies. We got to change
There
it
was
up.
a case here in Toronto with someone who had updated their home, did everything legit, permits and everything, and so the city approved everything.
Yeah.
And
Probably
then
the
2
same
years
one.
later, it was Heritage Society.
Uh-oh.
They wanted to put a claim on the house, and the work's already done. And she wanted a certain kind of window or whatever. It's like, and they said, well, no, you can't because it changes the front face of the house and this and that.
Because it's
And she
within a
goes,
certain
I've already
neighborhood.
got it all approved. How come, say, the one hand of the government and the other hand, they're not talking, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's all approved. As long as she has good representation, she'll do
That should be-
okay.
Yeah.
But it's like she says, listen, you pay for those windows and I'll put your windows in. Otherwise, I'm putting my windows in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Most
this is
downtowns have that garbage rules. Oh, we want to keep this heritage. I'm like, yeah, but that's not going to really work for what's happening.
Where I grew up, my landlord 40 years ago, he had that problem because it had a coach house in the back. So I'm in the house in the front, huge piece of land, and there was an old coach house in the backyard to the laneway, right? Facing the laneway. He actually had an entrance facing both ways, one into my backyard and one into the laneway. And the rules was he had to keep the rear facing wall. So one wall out of 4 had to remain for historical reasons. So because there was termites and other problems, right? So the landlord, he was a construction guy. He demoed everything. And
He
that's what he
kept
did.
one wall.
He kept the one wall for 2 years. And then he came up with a bullshit excuse and he knocked down the last wall.
Oh my gosh!
Because
I think there was a case like
he
that
got
in
some
London.
sort of clearance for something's not safe or and he got that. He knew how to play the game because he wanted his daughter to have this beautiful home on his property.
Yeah. Because you could split it up.
He wanted to do like what people used to do with the farm country. Well, I'm going to get this big plot of land, and my daughter's going to live here, and my son's going to live here, and my daughter's going to live there, and that's what he wanted to do with it. And I don't blame him. Actually, he did a good job. It's not that he didn't. He did a great job, and the land was huge. So,
and the funny thing is that was country at some point, and then it turned into city. And you're like,
well, that's the thing. The whole street. This is Rushholme Road in Toronto. If you drive down Rushholme Road from Bloor down to College, and you'll see how it's transitioned. Where 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. The northernmost block, you got the businesses, and then you got apartment buildings. Okay, that got zoned that way. And then you go down the next block, and that was where I was, residential, and that was 100-year-old homes, right? Even older. But then you see south of that, the next block where there was a lot of newer homes, and then you'll see how that's creeped north now. New builds, new styles, ones becoming 2s, stuff like that. I mean, you live in the city. That's what you got to deal with. They're always trying to figure out a way to get more people in. And as nice as an area as that was when I was growing up, like half my schools have been torn down now.
Oh, of course.
And the population density is up by about 20% in that area. And I'm not going to say it turned scummy, but it definitely, I don't think about it the way I used to. It's not that it's dirty or run down. It's not.
Is it high density now? Like it's too.
It's higher density, and just the way the people have taken over and what they've done with that area. It's like,
yeah, it's always different when you see new crowds.
People interfering with each other a lot more now. Oh, you can't do that with your backyard. We used to have movie nights in my backyard.
The neighborhood.
We used to fall asleep on my front yard leaning against a tree, and you could wake up the next day and you were safe, right? Now you could have 4 cops there in an hour thinking your parents are abusive.
Oh yeah, you can't. Yeah, the things that people got away with back in the days, like racing up and down their mid downtowns, no seatbelts, people drunk, your cops driving you home drunk because you've had a little bit too much, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like no, yeah, it's a little bit much now. But hey Nate, what were you working on there? That long piece, you took something off? I just got blurry there for a sec, and I couldn't see. Was that the piece you were working on?
Yeah, you're just trying to get these in the right place.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if you were switching. Is that the tool Mega gave you, or is that one that you use for Lego?
No, this is Lego.
That's Lego one. I saw you prying. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that the other side that works good, where you lift it up? But I don't know if you got enough.
So yeah, this is where this will here be where the bridge connects.
Okay.
I like that.
And then this will be the stairs.
I gotta get the set. I just can't pay $429 plus tax for this thing. It's just too much. Like Nate, this set will be over $500 Canadian for anybody here to pay for it.
Oh,
it's just
getting
too much.
there.
I mean,
It's
I
getting there.
pre-ordered and I paid $375 US.
Yeah, and then with the exchange rate now at 135 or what it is for us, we're all just sitting here waiting for Amazon to drop it at least 30% at some point.
Just wait. Eventually,
Yeah.
it's going to end up where somebody's going to end up with a bunch of them. They'll go on clearance.
It's got to be Amazon because they're sitting on this stock for sure because it's sitting at their warehouse. It's ships from Amazon. I don't think they're going to dead drop this thing anyway. But I did hear that Mattel Creations is bringing back some exclusive items in the new year for the Halo stuff because they ran out of all their stock everywhere for the Falcon. So they said they're going to sell it exclusively on the website, on their Mattel Creations website.
I know a lot of people are
We'll
happy about that. I'm not, only because every time something goes up on that site, it's still gone in a day. If you are watching, by the time you get the email, you
scalpers are going to go nuts. I know.
I
bet you they'll put a limit. I bet you they're
Um,
going to put a limit of 3 or something per household, and then it's just like whatever.
Yeah, but
they'll
between
just
limits
buy.
of 3, and then even if they do IP tracking and stuff, I mean,
like, why don't they just do pre-orders? Get people to pre-order. Do a deposit, do full price. Who gives a shit? Just pre-order the damn thing and then make the runs. Like, I don't know why these guys they just don't sell it because
you also have to manage that too.
Yeah, that's
if you take the money ahead.
They don't want the
manage it.
Yeah,
that's work.
They don't want to do the sales part of it, the shipping and all that.
When they can get someone like Amazon or Walmart or whoever
take the lot
90% of whatever they're going to make.
Yeah.
No thought.
Or all of it. Yeah, or all of it. Yeah.
That's why they don't care if it's exclusive. They love that.
Yeah.
We hate it.
They always did it with the Target. Target seems to be still good doing exclusive stuff.
Target, that's really, from what I understand, the only way they can compete is to do exclusive deals because, I mean, my understanding is they're not cheaper than Walmart in the States.
No.
So why would you go to a Target?
But they do have good sales.
Yeah,
right.
If they got sales, that's great. But for them, you're cutting your own nuts off to compete, right?
Yeah, because no toy sales are not anymore what they were like in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, right? There's no particular one-stop shop for toys. It's all hit haphazardly out there, right?
Right.
eBay kind of screws up all this resale stuff because nobody used to deal with resellers back in the day unless you were like at a garage sale or toy show or something. And so now these scalpers are buying them all up, and then we got to compete with that, right? With no stock, no availability, and then aftermarket sales. It's like garbage. I can't remember the highest price I've paid for something new or scalped, or I can't remember if I've done anything recent. Market value being higher, not.
Right.
It's looking good, Nate.
Yeah, I like that.
So those front pieces, what's going to end up hanging off of the front of that edge? Is it going to be the staircase?
Yeah, there's a whole bag of pink vines.
Okay, so that's all the little detachment points. Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Exactly.
The bones and stuff, right?
Yep.
Oh, this is a set I really wish I could get my hands on.
Nate's decided on doing this hard mode. Ditch the instructions. Go by the picture on the box and make it bigger.
I'm just this is not being modified as much. This one I only modified if there was a few pieces inside. Inside here, there's a whole bunch of bricks. did change a few of those inside of his, underneath this, just random colors. But yeah, I've not been able to change a lot of the bricks and plates, like on this outside of this build.
Hmm.
I've not been able to change because you've got, a part that sticks out. You can see it.
You seen the side of it or something, right? Compared
Yeah,
to your
exactly.
compared to your big Lego sets that the interiors are all multicolored, how do you find the difference between the two brands? Like, you know what I mean?
One
Like
thing I
hollow.
really notice about Mega Brands versus Lego is that they use a lot of smaller parts inside the build.
To fill it.
There's a
To
lot
actually,
of
there's no hollow spot, right?
there's a lot of small parts in here to make it a lot sturdier.
Okay.
So I
Because I
do
don't
like
know.
that.
I'm completely lost with Lego builds and how their interiors are like or how their structures are like. Because what I see is just those interior skeletons and the mock guys who just fill it with just random colors, and then all the nice outside is the shiny, like the rock bricks or water bricks or whatever.
Yeah,
So I don't know the difference between the interiors. Plus, I don't think a lot of the Mega Blocks really were like Lego style builds where it's all just a shell or hollow inside. They're sturdy, like they're like the one I showed you the other time, that ice truck, Rick, where it was just
Yeah.
plates on plates on plates on bricks. It's just like, oh man, this is tough. But you even
Yeah.
found that with some of the cars, the Hot Wheel cars.
Yep.
They're just fillers, right? It's interesting.
I mean, I like building with the bricks, but sometimes you do want some of those finer details and some little greebling and some finer techniques for making stuff strong without making it big and heavy and bulky. Well, Nate, I gotta call it
Me
because
too.
I
There's no
actually
time.
have work tomorrow.
Thanks, Nate. There's a nice little chat show.
Thank you guys for hanging out with me for the hour.
Yeah, we'll keep working on that for a little bit.
Yeah, appreciate everyone that showed up in chat. Yeah, I'm enjoying my day off tomorrow for this week. So
Nice.
Yeah, I got 2 days, so I got to put in
This
an
week's-
appearance. My guys will go, "Where the hell were you yesterday?" I go,
It'll-
"Well, first I BTO'd, and then I turned it into a vacation day." So you got paid for it? Yeah.
like the Peru,
Which we're not supposed to do. We're not supposed to do what I did. Like,
last minute.
it's not. Yeah. Well, because I still have these hours on the clock. And it's like that, or they pay me out.
cool.
Did he bail?
I guess he did.
Oh, that was a little rough looking.
Bye, Dan. Thanks for hanging out.
All right. Well, you take it easy. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. All right, I'm gonna stop the live stream. Thank you, guys.
Peace, everyone.